As I said, these images were absolutely shocking. And I want General Hasnain, your overview before we come to Imran and Tehseen on the specifics of why this has happened, why religion is being invoked to rationalize it. What does the national emblem have to do with religion? General Hasnain.
Thank you, Barkha. Thank you for inviting me, because I don't think there are too many people who could otherwise speak on this subject. Having said that, I am very conscious of the fact that every word I'm going to say will be very measured to make sure that I tread a careful path. I do not meander anywhere right or left. All I'm looking for is the interest of one thing. That's my nation, nothing more. Okay, so let's start. I would say it happened way back in 2006 also, when the army took on the repair of lots and lots of madrasas, mosques in the Uri area, and after the earthquake of 8th of October 2005. And then there was an objection. Why is the army's hand in the repair of mosques, etc.? All that the army was doing was expressing empathy for the people, their mosques, their places of worship having been destroyed at that particular time. But the army pulled back. Sensible, they pulled back, and they didn't overdo it after that. So I just recall that immediately. And when I saw this act taking place, once again I was remembered that and said, it seems that the elements who don't want to see peace and security, stability in Kashmir seem to be back. And having said that, and you very correctly just drew the parallel, the emblem of India, every square inch of the territory of India deserves to have the emblem placed on it. Right? In my perception, as an Indian, I would ensure that, for example, the rupee notes that I put into places of worship, there are lots of places of worship where I go and make donations, put on a 100 rupee note, a 500 rupee note, each of them carries the symbol of India. Yeah. No one objects to putting those things inside collection boxes, etc. And those are right inside the middle of places of worship. So here, I mean, it plays a region which has always been connected with syncretism, always with an element of plurality, suddenly starts questioning these kind of things. And I'm not even using the word radicalism. I'm not using those extreme words, etc. All I'm saying is rather unfortunate that with all the efforts going on to integrate the territory of Jammu and Kashmir and the people of Jammu and Kashmir, that yet you find someone who comes forward and does this kind of a desecration of an Indian symbol. Now, if you have any objection, if you have an objection that our faith or something like that does not permit a national symbol, all you need to do is to raise the issue. After all, we are a democratic society. You raise the issue and maybe then you discuss. That's how people should be doing it always. But to pick up stones and start destroying the Indian symbol is something I would never stand for. And that is why I'm very strong in my opinion about this in this particular debate.
And the really important point that you made is about the rupee notes that are offered as donations across shrines, whether whether you go to a gurdwara, whether you go to a mandir, whether you go to a dargah, and the Ashoka emblem is on those notes. So I'm literally taken aback by what has happened. It's very upsetting to see the images we're seeing on our screen. But I want to before I bring in Imran and Tehseen, I want to play out the Chief Minister's statement. Now, Omar Abdullah is not known for inflammatory rhetoric. He uses his words usually in a very measured way. But this time, he has questioned why the emblem and why this stone was there. Let's take a look at his statement and then come to Imran Dar of the National Conference. Take a look.
उस पत्थर पे एम्बलम लगना चाहिए था या नहीं लगना चाहिए था, पहले तो वो सवाल बनता है। मैंने अभी तक किसी भी मजहबी दायरे में किसी भी फंक्शन में इस तरह का एम्बलम का इस्तेमाल होते हुए नहीं देखा है। तो क्या मजबूरी बनी थी कि हजरत बल के इस प्रोग्राम इस पत्थर पे एक तो एम्बलम इस्तेमाल और फिर पत्थर लगाने की क्या जरूरत थी ना। क्या काम काफी नहीं था?
पत्थर लगाने की क्या जरूरत थी, क्या काम काफी नहीं था? इमरान साहब, आई वांट यू टू कम इन नाउ. What is the national conference objecting to here? If you could please explain to me what is the problem. You cannot say कि ये किसी और धर्म का religion है, ये तो देश का emblem है. जैसे जनरल हसनैन ने अभी बोला, it's on our notes, it's on our passports. So please tell us what is the problem, and please unmute yourself. You muted yourself at your end.
Yes, thank you, Barkha, for bringing me here. Basically, I think we need to understand why this issue has blown out like it has blown out the way it has. First of all, we need to understand that this dargah was, when it came into existence before, I think, 100 years ago. Then its first renovation was done by Sheikh Saab when he renovated the dargah, and the
I think we lost Imran right there. Maybe he'll reconnect. Imran, please reconnect if you can. Tehseen, let me bring you up, bring you in the meantime. This is being done in the
can you
name
hear
of
me?
faith. Yeah, we lost you.
There
Okay.
has
Yeah.
been
Okay.
no plaque installed inside the dargah. The work that has been done dargah, no plaque has been installed ever. This is for the first time that Darakshanji decided to install a plaque inside the mosque premises. And as far as your initial statement about radicalization, I have strong objection to what the kind of
All right, Imran's obviously on a terrible line, but let's bring Tehseen in. I think what I picked up was that there's never been a plaque inside the shrine. What was the need for the plaque at all? Let me bring you in, Tehseen. How do you see what's happening here? Because once again, it's happening in the name of religion, but it's very particular to Kashmir because I don't see this becoming an issue among the Muslim community outside of the Kashmir Valley. You're here as Tehseen Poonawala, but you're also a Muslim by faith. How do you see it? As is General Hasnain, of course, which is obvious. Tehseen, go ahead. Yeah, can we unmute Tehseen, please?
I unmuted myself. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
First of all, General Hasnain, thank you so much for your services to the nation. And thank you for having me on the show, Barkha. I speak not as an opposition supporter, which I am, but also as an Indian Muslim. And I am outraged by what this mob did. I am outraged. And General Hasnain, in his opening remarks, said he would measure his words. I won't. If you damage my national emblem, if you damage my signs of sovereignty, if you mobs burn my tricolor, I will come after you with a ton of bricks. And I am surprised that the government is still being so calm. When I am in government, the first thing that I will do, one of the first ordinances, if I can come back on screen, you've lost me.
No,
I can't
we
see
can, we can hear you. Just keep going. They're just bringing up pictures.
one of the
That's all.
one of the first things that I will do when I'm in government is one of the first few ordinances that I'll pass is that if you damage national emblems or you burn the tricolor mobs, you will be shot with pellet guns. Point number one. Point number two, politicians who encourage this kind of mindless mob violence, their passports will be confiscated, they will spend time behind jail, their security will be withdrawn, and they will not be allowed to hold any political post or contest any elections in the Republic of India. Now, let me talk about the two pampered kids who have been going around, apart from the several other politicians, because most of these are pampered kids of politicians who sort of encourage these mobs. None of these pampered kids will take part in this mobs breaking it, because they want the Indian passport to go abroad and study.